It's me. I'm the person who you met briefly at a party a couple years ago. I just stumbled across your profile, so fuck it. I'll send you a friend request or a follow request. And now I'm just gonna be around, I guess. It's Hoop, it's the hatening. We're talking about social media. Trying out my skits, baby. But yeah, no, I don't know. Social media is fucking everywhere. And I'm on it way too fucking much. If you follow me on any of the platforms, you'll agree. I do nothing but post all day. And it is not great for my brain to be on the internet as much as I am, but I need stimulation from the thing in my pocket that is now in my hand and now in front of my face. You know what I mean? We're all like this to a degree. And if you say you're not, you're a fucking liar. We've all been on social media. We've all fucking had our bouts of being like, oh, wow, I'm really, really, really doing this, huh? And obviously, like, some people are more online than others, and some people's online presence is different, you know, blah, 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 blah. But let's talk about just straight up social media right now, and not just like, you know, the internet itself or like being online, because that's a different thing. That really, like, that is very different. And it has been interesting as someone who has been online for a long time, to watch social media become like the biggest thing on the internet by far. And then sort of like how that has changed, like what it means to be like someone who's like always online, right? Because back in the day, like being online meant that you were on like message boards and like, you know, forums and all that kind of shit, right? And you were doing a bunch of other stuff. But now people can be very quote online, and literally all they do is visit 1 to 3 websites that are all kind of owned by the same fucking crew. You know what I mean? Like the internet itself has been condensed into like 3 or 4 different fucking places, and they are called social media, and it's fucking weird. It's cool. I'm on it all the time. I've been on it for a long time. It's been a big part of my life. But it's just fucking crazy to really like sit back and think about. And I have been thinking about it a lot because a decent amount of my friends are now making a mass exodus and getting off of most of, if not all of, social media, you know. Or they'll keep it because, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, it's gotten to the point now where I know a ton of people who have it because they, quote, need it, because it's just the only way that they can, you know, talk to certain people. And I understand that. I think that's pretty valid. It definitely was. That was what I used it for when I first got, like my Facebook. Like, honestly, I got a Facebook. I didn't have a Facebook until, I went to college. I got it freshman year. I might have had it. I might have had one that I made in high school that I like never fucking used. But I remember like when I switched over was in college, freshman year, and it was just because it was the only way that I could like talk to some of the people I knew back home. Right. I didn't have their numbers. I wasn't like trying to text people all the time, and this was kind of like a non-urgent way to just like stay in touch, you know. Obviously, as social media evolved and more sites began to pop up, and, you know, the sites themselves got better. We all remember, like, the early days of MySpace and the early days of Facebook and how fucking, it was just a nightmare. And then they got better at what they were doing. They got more money. And then it just became part of, I don't know when it happened, but it just sort of, like, became part of everyone's fucking everyday life, right? And it's fucking crazy. Like, it's everywhere. You can't escape it, you know? Kids are very young getting fucking social media accounts. I don't really know how I feel about that. You know, like kids on the internet. I definitely was like too young to be in certain places on the internet. And luckily I kind of knew what was going on, like with those early chat rooms and stuff. And so like, you know, things could have gotten out of hand and gone very bad very quickly. So like that's just like a whole other thing, I guess. Just like kids on the internet or kids on social media. You know what I mean? But like, even with a lot of like the TikTok shit and like all that, like I don't really do TikTok yet as of this recording. I think that I might be too old for it, but I know more and more people who are getting into it, and like they send me stuff all the time, and I don't know, I feel weird looking at like fucking very young people doing stuff in general. That's kind of like a dirty voyeuristic thing for me that I don't like. I don't want to, I don't know. It makes me feel weird. But like, just like in general, right? Like, so social media, like everybody knows what social media is. Everybody has fucking, I think I'm pretty confident in saying like everyone's fucking had a social media account at some point or another. Like, there are like edgelords, I guess, who haven't, and like that's cool, but you're doing it to like make a statement. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just like, oh, I never stumbled upon it. Whoopsie. What's that? No, I don't know what that is. Like, no, it's always people who are like, I've known since the early 2000s that this was going to be the downfall of humanity and blah, blah, blah. And people live on their phones and da-da-da-da-da, go out and hike. You know, we all know those people and whatever. They suck. But like, it's just been funny, you know, getting older with social media, like sort of watching all the trends come and go, watching sites pop up and go away and see which ones are the big dogs and which ones are getting, you know, eaten. And it's been interesting to watch it. Like, you know, like I said, like I was on MySpace when I was young. I reluctantly went to Facebook because that's kind of like where most of the people who I really wanted to talk to were. I had both for a while, but ended up abandoning MySpace. You know, but then like I didn't get a fucking Twitter, or fuck, I didn't even get a fucking Instagram, Jesus Christ, until I was like almost fucking 25, maybe. You know, like I never fucking, well, one, I didn't have a fucking smartphone, so I didn't really see the point in it. But then when I did get my first iPhone, like the first thing I did was get Instagram, and like even that took like a long time for me to really like understand and like sort of like it. I didn't really get why. I didn't really get it, and then I just sort of just started fucking looking at it all the time just because it was there. It was easy. It was on my phone, and then I guess I got it, or it kind of just grew on me, or I grew on it. We grew together, I think is more realistic. I don't know, like it's just like crazy how these things just popped up, and it just sort of became like, hey, we're all doing this thing now, and everyone's like, oh, okay, I guess. Oh, we're just talking. We're just going to shoot out a bunch of like tiny sentences. Okay, we're going to do like a little paragraph. All right, cool. Oh, we're just going to like post pictures with like no context all the time. All right, that's cool. You know what I mean? And obviously, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I got a Twitter really late. I'm not good at Twitter. It sucks. I was like decent at Facebook for a while, but like they're just like making posts that people liked. But like I can't figure out fucking Twitter. I'm not good on Twitter. I wish I was. Missed that boat, right? And that's kind of how it is with a lot of these. Not a lot of, but like with Instagram and Twitter, I feel it's like if you were there in the halcyon days, you really know how to do it, and you have a good following, and you're just kind of like doing it right. And everyone else is like, it's kind of here, you know. We're just like cattle at this point, you know what I mean? And that's really all it is. We're just like sending little bumps of serotonin, little key bumps of serotonin to each other constantly. And it's cool. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with social media, if I'm being honest. You know, I use it all the time. Like, and I only really started using it all the time when I was like working on a computer. Then now that I'm like working on my phone, you know what I mean? I just find myself doom scrolling and just kind of like doing whatever all day because it's right there. It's in my fucking face. But I don't know. I like it. I like talking to people on there. I've met a lot of really cool people. Like I've said before, like I've met partners through social media. I have a lot of friends that I have either made or maintained the relationship with, or even like grew the relationship like over social media. You know what I mean? Like I have like met people and then just you're like, oh, you're cool, and you know what I mean, add them on fucking whatever site you use, and then you interact with each other, and now you're fucking buddies, right? And there are some good parts of social media. I kind of hate it when people get real dogmatic and they're like, it's evil, it's the worst. Like, it's not. Like, it definitely can be fucking terrible. And I'm not going to sit here and get into like, you know, like how social media has affected like politics and like pop culture, and how social media has like permeated into like the mainstream, and how it's being used by all these corporations and advertisers and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not for this podcast. That's more of a rant I would do on my other podcast, The Bolsheviks, if you want to hear me talk about politics for a long time with my friend. But for real, like with social media just like being fucking everywhere, like it does influence things, and it does permeate through fucking everything we fucking do. I cannot imagine how different shit would have been if I was like a high schooler or a fucking middle schooler when people had social media like this readily available and it was just fucking everywhere. That's fucking insane to me. Like when I really think about like, you know, fucking 8th, 9th graders like fucking documenting their entire fucking lives. Cause I would have, like if it was around, I fucking definitely would have. And god damn, like that fucking is insane to me. I don't know. Like the best part about social media, and honestly one of the big reasons why I never left, you know, like I never really, nothing ever really happened to me or like around me or like on the internet, like on social media, excuse me, where I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't want to do this anymore. Like we all know it's kind of fucking stupid, but it's kind of fucking cool. And it's just kind of like here, and you use it to talk to people and send fucking stupid jokes and shit, or, you know, get on your fucking soapbox if you want to. But like the best part about social media was the ease with which it let you just like book and organize things, right? Like I really kept my Facebook for really just so that I could do band stuff and like I could do like music related stuff, right? It was just like the easiest way to fucking to get a hold of people or to learn about things or to organize stuff, right? Like fucking Facebook events for shows, like if you're going on tour, fucking, you know what I mean, through the band's account or through your account, whatever. Like there's a million different ways you can do it, but like social media really has done wonders for like the art scene. I'm sure it has for fucking every scene, right? But like I know about like the music scene, like the underground scene, like intimately, or more intimately than any other type of scene like that. And like, I mean, I hear stories about what it was like to fucking book shows back in the day before the internet, before social media, and how you would promote it and how you would do this and that, and how you would book bands, and like it's fucking crazy because when I started doing that shit, it legit was like I would get a fucking message from some random person and they'd be like, hey, does your band want to play at this show on this day? And we would do it. You know what I mean? And then boom, like that's kind of just like what it was for me. That was what social media was for me before I just kind of like, I don't know, got into like shit posting, honestly, and just like cultivating a internet presence and stuff, and really just like being on there all the time, and there's always stuff to fucking do and stuff to look at, and then just getting lost in it. And yeah, I don't know. Like, do I think that social media is good? Yeah, sure. Do I think it's bad? Yeah, I mean, it can definitely suck. I mean, it's a tool, right? I mean, honestly, social media is a fucking tool. And like any tool, you can use it for whatever application you see fit, and it'll have positive and or negative effects. And people can manipulate that tool into a lot of different things and use it for a lot of different things. Yeah. So yeah, like, I don't know. I've never been like a hardliner either way with it. Like, I'm also not like a real big like proponent of social media, which might sound hypocritical or weird just like because of how much I'm on it. You know what I mean? But really, I don't know. I don't think that it's cool. I don't think that it's great. Like, it really is. It's not like an addiction thing, but like, it really is just like, I don't know, like, I'm just kind of bored and I'm on here. I got nothing else to do. You know what I mean? And there's always stuff here on my phone. It sucks. Like, I'm definitely not like proud of like the screen time that I give these social media apps. And I'm trying to alleviate that. I'm trying to spend less time just kind of like scrolling and doing nothing. I think that's like the only thing. Like, if you're actually doing shit on social media, it's fucking fine. You know, even if you are being like a fucking piece of shit, like if you're fucking like talking to people and like doing stuff, like at least you could argue that you're being productive or that you're doing a thing. But like, I think I'm starting to get a little over how much time I spend on the internet, because I've been spending a lot of time just like I said, just like browsing and doom scrolling and like lurking and shit. And it's just like fucking an hour will pass and I've just been sitting there like staring at my phone going down some weird like rabbit hole. You know, it's just like, it's not fun for me anymore. Like, I like the attention that I can muster from there. I think that's pretty universal, right? We all like attention, and now potentially a lot of different people are giving us attention at all hours of the day and night. So get your little your little bump of serotonin when you get a new picture comment, right? And I am mocking it, but I'm the same fucking way, you know? It feels really good to like make a fucking fire post or to like to repost like a cool fucking image and people like it and share it. Like it really is like, it's part of our psychology now. I mean, I don't even know if that sentence makes sense, but like, it's a psychological thing now. Like social media has been like imprinted on us. It has been like ingrained in us now. It is part of our culture. It is part of what it means to be human, is interacting with social media. And it's crazy. It's scary how much control they could have over us or do have over us. Like, I mean, you're all being tracked. We're all being tracked at all times. So that's because of our phones, but also because of social media. People just are, why would the government need to spy on you when you are literally showing them what you are eating and where you're eating it? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's crazy how that's all worked out. And now everything's just fucking documented, and that documentation is owned by fucking private companies. You know, like everything you post to fucking Instagram owns. I think Facebook has similar policies as well. I would imagine that they all do. Like, it's fucking nuts, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care that much about it. Like, I'm not doing anything interesting. You know what I mean? Like, people post wild shit online. I definitely do post wild stuff online too, and I don't really care. I know a lot of people who really do care and want to cultivate an image and, you know what I mean? Like, have to have like a clean profile for work and all that stuff. And fuck that. It's fucking Facebook. It's fucking Twitter. You're supposed to just like let your id come out and do whatever the fuck you want. Say whatever the fuck you want. As long as you're not being a fucking prick. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, this shit does not fucking matter. Like, a bunch of paper tigers out there, let them go fucking scream. You know what I mean? Talk all this shit. Like, it really is. It's interesting seeing, like, people's interworkings come to life through the computer screen, through the phone screen. It's fun. I mean, I like it. I'm not going to get rid of social media anytime soon, but I definitely am going to try to be, like, to do more stuff on there instead of just, like, sitting there staring at my phone. And I feel like other people around my age are kind of doing the same thing. Like I said, I know a lot of people who are jumping off of social media. It's interesting to see who's staying and who's going or where they're migrating to. Everybody has their own relationship with social media, you know. I know people who are on all day. I know people who never fucking get on. I'm more in the on all day camp. But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. In conclusion, social media is here to stay. And it's fine. Just get used to it. Like, there's no point in fighting it. It ain't going nowhere. It's really not. And it can be fun. If you want it to be fun, if you want it to be chill, it can be. If you want to take it seriously, it'll fucking get you real quick, because it's an untamable beast. But yeah, that is the episode. Thank you for listening so much. Andrew and I really do appreciate it. It means the world to us that people listen to this silly little show that we put out every 3 days. If you like the podcast, please like and subscribe. It's zero fucking effort and really is the best thing that you can do in any official capacity to support the show. It really would mean a lot if you could do it. Please do it. Tell your friends. People have been, this show has been spreading seemingly from word of mouth stuff, which is dope. We really appreciate it. Welcome if this was your first episode. If you have recommended the show to someone, thank you. Andrew and I appreciate it. We love you very much. Yeah, you can find the Hatening on all social media platforms, because fuck it. And from there you can find all of my profiles, and then Andrew's remaining profiles. He is leaving us, everyone. But like from social media, not like the podcast, or like from this earth or whatever, you know what I mean? And yeah, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, and don't forget to tell your friends you love them by posting on their wall on their birthday, which is the only way I know when anyone's birthday is now. Bye.